Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 here in the Risoux Forest. Get all of that barley planted. I don't remember if we bought that drill or not, did we? Let's have a look. Right, there's a little bit of stuff left. I'm actually going to worry about that. I'll tip this out as we go past. So leave that one up there, and I'll go over to the hay over here, the barn. Oop, steady, steady. That was pretty close. I almost got stuck as I went in there. Almost jammed into the roof as well. Right, while I was tipping out, let's go up to this one. He did actually finish the field. I mean, he did the whole usual stop a little bit too early type thing, but yeah, that's fine. Lower that down there. And that there. Right. Bring it back up and we'll fold it all up. Okay. I don't actually need to fold it up going down here, but I mean, it's kind of frowned upon to go whizzing down a road with your mowers out and still running while you're driving along. I think the reason that it's doing that is kind of swinging from side to side like this is because I actually folded it while it was unfolded on the ground, so it's not like done the folding correctly. It hasn't locked it in position. So if I unfold now, yeah, it's because of the position it was in when it was trying to lock it up. It pulled it, it started folding it from the ground position rather than any higher than, oh no, it's still doing it. Huh. Ooh, I bet I know why. Right, so if I unfold this one a minute, and then I start it, it's because it was down on the ground, like that, right? So down there. So I will shut it off and lift it. Excuse me. And then once it's lifted, there, now if I fold it, I think that should then lock it in place. Yeah, there you go. So you got to do it in the correct sequence, otherwise it kind of messes that one up. Which is, I didn't actually realize it did that, but that's actually quite cool. Alright, let's see if we can do this. Bring you down here. Start you off, and away you go. Just going to ignore the shop for a minute. You go whizzing off up through here. We'll have a look at the shop from the field side in just a minute. We will have a look. I want to see what it looks like. Let's see how it's come out. We haven't finished yet. We're going to build a car park in front. That's what I'm doing that levelling for. It's also why I would like to be able to do stone walls or something. So we'll have a look and see what options we've got for doing something like that. I know I wanted to do stone walls on the last bit as well. So we'll sort of have a look and see what options we can do there. And I want to have a car park for the visitors to the shop to be able to park in, but we also want a separate track around the back so that when we sell stuff in that shop, we can get there and bring the deliveries in. It's a small shop, so I'm not going to set it up so that we can go there with the big lorry and trailers. It's more a smaller access point. Well, I say big lorry and trailers. I guess, really, that's the only thing that we'd be going in there with is a lorry and some, or at least a tipping trailer. So we want a bit of room to better get in there, but we've got to take into account it's a village shop, so we don't have anything huge in there. Decisions. We'll figure something out. But I want a separate track anyway. That's long story short. That's what I was trying to talk about. Was I want a separate track there so that people coming into the shop are not going to be getting in the way of the delivery lorries turning up around the back. There's not going to be any cross traffic there, and there's not going to be any danger of people getting out of their car and going and jumping in front of the lorry, which is what can happen. You have people just walking blindly and obliviously in front of lorries that are there trying to make deliveries and stuff, and it's a real nuisance for the lorry drivers. It's not their fault that they got to be there and make deliveries. It's the often poorly designed places. It makes it very, very difficult for deliveries to take place. And I feel for the drivers and that, they've got to deal with places like that. It can't be easy to have to go and do things like that. Right, that there, I think, is about where we want to go. Turn a little bit. It's going to be about that way, I think. So if I put hide help going here, there we go. That one's busy racing up and down the field and doing a magnificent job. So while it does that, we're going to pop back over here and grab this one. And actually going to go straight up to the other field and get that one first before I worry too much about clearing this lot up. And we can bring that lot down, empty that out, and then we can get this field going. And it's just going to be fertilizer that's left. Shouldn't take too long. I don't actually. What have we got in the way of slurry? There's something that I need to just take a quick look at. We have got slurry. We've got 50. Okay, 50,000 is nowhere near enough to be spreading on our fields right here. It costs a fortune to put slurry on normally. But there's the beginnings of our new shop. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit there. So we can take a look at the new shop. I think it looks pretty good. That's going to be the new shop that's going to go there. So that one's not going to generate any income for us. So we're also going to want a couple of industrial units down opposite side of the road to the industrial area that we've got at the moment. And that'll be the next bit that we work on. As soon as we've got the shop finished, we'll do a bit down there. And that's going to be another... that's going to be like the houses. Those are going to be rented units, so rented industrial units, which means it will have some income coming in from them, which will be more money coming into the farm, which means we'll be able to expand further and faster. Now, something that people were talking about previously was me doing another series where I use really, really big machinery and really go all out on using the really big stuff. And I was wondering about just expanding more on here, because I really like the idea that we've started now with the building of the houses and stuff, and we've done a bit of building and we're sort of coming along with it, but I wanted to build like quite a big town, and I realize that's going to take quite a while because we're like episode 70 something now, so we've been here a while, and I got a lot of plans of things that I still want to do here. So what I was kind of wondering is whether we should just keep working on expanding the arable side of stuff here as well. We can keep going with the cattle and expanding them out. And I can just keep going bigger scale on this. And the only downside to this is that we do have to clear trees out of the way. So it is a little bit time consuming having to clear the trees back. There are a few different methods that we can use. We can use the chainsaw against the tree that we've been doing, or the lightsaber, whatever we want to use. Clear a few trees at a time. There are some vehicles, I've been told, that are pretty good for it. Black Sheep Modding released one not all that long ago. You just drive along and it clears all the trees out of the way. I like that one. Well, I like the look of it. I like the idea. I like the sound of it. But I haven't actually tried it yet. So that one is on the cards for us to test here in this series. Or I could just kind of keep muddling along for a little bit longer. So we've sort of had a beginning taste of building a town, but not spend like 200 episodes here building up a larger town. We've seen the beginnings of it, so I've set out the idea, we've started a few bits, I've thrown a few ideas around, and so you can sort of take that away and then in the future start your own map and start building up your own city on it or something like that. Some of you like that, some of you like to see me sort of take the whole thing through to completion, and then others of you like to see me sort of start off but then leave the rest and move on. You've got the idea of it, you know what's going to happen at this point, and then it's sort of time to move on and start something new. So if I was to go very large scale, I'd like to hear your comments in the comment section on this one. Do you want to see me stay here and progress to very large scale stuff here? I mean, we're already doing fast, large scale stuff anyway. But I mean, move it up a step and go to the really big stuff. I've no intention of changing the series that I run at this end of the week to something more realistic. That's just not going to happen. This is just kick back and have fun, see what the game can do, see what we can do with whatever we've got, and basically me fool around and do whatever tickles my fancy on any given particular day. So I won't be doing anything more realistically in a new series. If I start playing with the really big machinery, I'm not suddenly going to start doing that sensibly and carefully. I have 2 other series where I do things more sensibly and carefully. So I don't need to do that for this one as well, which means that if I do go for a different map and I start doing it on a much bigger scale, it's still going to be overloaded. It's still going to be a whole lot faster than it would ordinarily be. It's still going to be much larger capacities of everything. Pretty much what you've seen here. Like, you wouldn't normally be driving at nearly 40 kilometers an hour, whizzing around a field with a 250,000 litre capacity tank on the forage wagon on the back of you. It's just, you wouldn't be doing it. And this is the sort of thing that we will be doing in the next series as well, or carrying on with this one. So anyway, let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. Do you want to see this map turned into a massive scale type situation? Or do you want to see the massive scale stuff on a brand new map, and we kind of just do a little bit more on this one and then wrap things up when I feel like the time is ready to move on? I don't know when that time will be yet. I haven't actually decided. Right, excuse me. I need to have another drink, and we also need to get this one emptied out. This one here has now finished, and my cold has also mostly finished, which is rather good, actually. It means that I can talk a little bit better without lots of coughing and sputterings, but there's still a little bit of it there, so we've still got to be a bit careful. Right, so if I shut that one off, and I raise that one up, then the others will follow. And then I press X, and it will fold up, and it should lock the mower decks in place rather than them swinging all over the shop, which is what they were doing. Right, they're locked in, but that's better. That's what we want. There, see? It's a bit more sensible. Okay, so we will race this one back. I have emptied out the other trailer, and we will rush through and get that one going again once I've put this one down here. Whizzing in through here and avoid the pedestrians. Right, this one can go here. I don't actually know what that tank is. And then we will wash it. So, are you watching this? This is the efficient way of doing our washing. We go... boom. Ha-ha! I gotta get me something that washes machinery like this in real life, because it's an awful lot quicker than standing there with a pressure washer for hours. I can promise you that. I speak from experience. A particular job. Many hours of experience, and then a couple more hours after that. Right, just to give you the idea of exactly what's been involved with the whole pressure washing scenario. And just about anybody that's ever worked on a farm or worked for any kind of company that runs lots of machinery will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just part and parcel of the whole farming gig. And yeah, it's not the most entertaining of jobs. I have spent days at a time doing nothing but pressure washing, and it can get a little bit tedious sometimes, it must be said. Right, we whiz through these. I do like the speed of this one. I'm not sure that this class is going to be able to handle the seed drill that we've got very well. Although it was pointed out that I was complaining about this one not being able to handle the machine that we were doing something with, and we were going up the hill, and they were like, dude, it was doing 12k up a steep hill with this machine. I think it was one of the slurry tankers, and I said that it can't handle it very well. It was doing 12k up a steep hill, and I was complaining about it not being able to handle it. Like, I mean, what do you want? I want to do 20k. Yeah, okay, so admittedly you wouldn't be doing 20k up across a steep field if you've got a massive slurry tanker loaded to the gunnels with slurry, and you're trying to spread it either with a dribble bar or anything else across the field. Actually, it would be dribble bars, wouldn't it? Certainly on the wide ones. If you're doing an injection, that would be much narrower. You wouldn't be getting like a 25-meter injection bar. That I'm not even sure that would be physically possible. Would it? What's the biggest injection bar anyone knows of? Get in the comment section and tell me, like, for real life. Do a bit of, maybe do a bit of Google Foo, or you speak from personal experience. What is the biggest slurry injection bar that any of you have ever actually come across or heard of? I'd be really interested to find that one out. That would be quite a cool piece of information to know, because I know there's some big gear out there, but I don't know, that feels like it could be really, really excessive. Anything more than, well, you certainly wouldn't. No way. No, you're not getting like a 25-meter, 30-meter injection bar, are you? It's not going to happen. I mean, you get 6-meter ones in the game. Is there anything bigger than a 6-meter injection bar? Let's have a look. I want to go into the farm shop and just have a look. We'll do that in just a sec. Let's... Oh, no! I missed a bit of grass over there. I was supposed to turn back round and go and get that last little tiny slither up through... You know what, it doesn't really matter. It's only a little tiny bit. We'll leave that. We won't worry about it. It's just not going to be worth the bother. And, well, definitely not now. I've got to park the mower up. I'm not driving that all the way back up here. We've got some fertilizer to go and do, but that's not going to take very long at all, because it's just a quick up, down, and then job done. We'll aim to do slurry, I think, on the fields once a year. So we'll do one lot of fertilizer and then one lot of slurry. I think that's probably going to be the better way to approach it, because that way we're not going to be spending ages doing the slurry work, because it does take longer than the fertilizer spinner that we've got, and we don't want to be sort of tied down with doing that too much. Although one thing that I would like to do is head down to our new field with the slurry and put a coat across that one. That one's ready to roll. We've got, I mean, we ploughed it all up, but it's got it was cultivated as well. That plough does also break it down to cultivated state once it's gone over it. And we've got our seed drill ready to roll. I think that if we were to have some fertilizer in the seed drill, and we were also to... Ooh. Actually, I don't know if that works. I think we can put fertilizer in the seed drill and we can plant it. And then I think we need to do the slurry afterwards once we've had the first growth stage. I don't think we can put the slurry and then immediately put the fertilizer from the seed drill onto the same field. I don't think it will work unless we've had a growth stage go first. So we will just take a look at the map a second. But yeah, I'm pretty certain about that. So we'll just make sure that we've got seed and fertilizer in the drill, and then we can do the slurry spreading afterwards. Okay, that's that job done, and whizzing on down here. So much better now. I can actually talk. I'm feeling a little bit sort of, just tail end of a cold type situation, but it's wonderful. I can talk. I can communicate. Again, the power of speech has come back, and it's beautiful. And that one's all emptied out. If we have a look in here, not in here, in here, we will see that we now have... Actually, we don't want to be looking next. It won't show us because this is a production building. So we want to have a look in the grass dryer. hay for grass dryer. We've got 410,000 litres of hay, 231,000 litres of grass. So we're going to wind up with about 600,000 litres of hay in here, which is ideal. Yeah, we'll go with that. So, actually, I'm going to unhitch this one. I'm not even going to unhitch it. I'm just going to leave this one here. We can just stop there. No further action required. Start you up. Oh, that was what I was going to do. I'm going to have a look in here. Map. That's what we were doing. So, we got that one right there. And at the moment, we've got... See, it's cultivated. And then you've got these little bits with ploughed that's not cultivated. But we've got this lovely big field. And we need to put lime on it. Remove the lime. We have no fertilizer on there at all. So we need to lime that field. Have I got lime requirements on or off? Where are the requirements? No. Lime required on. Aha. Right, so we're going to have to regularly lime that field. Okay. Do I do fertilizer first or lime first? I will do the lime first. And then, well, we don't want to put the fertilizer in here. We want to put the fertilizer in the other one. So, we've got a couple of tasks that we need to do. So, first up, let's spin all the way around in a circle for no particular reason. And we will drive up to the top small field. And we will spread fertilizer on that one. And then we'll come down to this field. And we'll put a little bit of fertilizer here. And I want to... Actually, we'll just leave that on 1 times speed until we finish doing the work that we want to do. And we can't do planting. I think planting was tomorrow, isn't it? Because we're doing barley. Barley. There. Barley is... Planting starts tomorrow. Yes, right. So we'll be doing barley and we will start planting tomorrow. So I want to go in here and do... that. Hired help. Whizzing down across the field here. And is he going to do the entire field? Yes, he is going to do the entire field. Only just, but he has actually reached all of it. So there's that bit right there. And then what I'm going to do here is, because it doesn't actually reach the entire field and then it misses the bit on the end, I'm going to bring him over this way. And I'm going to put the hired help there. Is that going to reach far enough? That side, nope. See, and then there's a little bit mist in the middle. But if I bring you over a tractor's width, like that, a bit more than a tractor's width, like that, and start you up and then go. Right, now that one will go down to the end, and then it'll turn around and it'll do the little strip that's left. And then while that one is going on... Nothing I need to do while that one's going on, so we'll just watch. That one can just sort of go there, and I didn't actually need to do that, so you just press Shift and P, and it's done. We still need to do this one here. We kind of need to have the... There was a fair bit of decoration that I wanted to do with this one. I wanted to get this one looking pretty good. So first off, we need to be able to come in here and do our deliveries. So the first bit I'm going to want on there... So I'm going to go and do a little bit more landscaping and bring the level of that out further over this way. There, like that. And I'm bringing that right out onto this road over here. And we will be correcting the road surface in a minute. I want to bring that out there like that. Right, and now if we go to the leveling bit... And then we smooth the smoothing function. We'll bring that one down there, and we will smooth this along the edge. There. And a little bit more smoothing there. I don't want to do too much here, but I'm also aware that I can't see very well. It's done. I want to just smooth that down a little tiny bit. I want a curve coming over that bit, and not a sort of steep piece on the top, which is very much in danger of becoming at the moment. Over here, we can have a steep piece on the top, but we've done that bit. You're finished. Yep. So we'll go over to the next field, we'll set this one going, and then we will ignore it for a while as we continue on with the shop. So ignore this bit on this side. We know that's a little bit rough right there. That's not quite finished yet. It's this bit. This is the bit that matters. We can come over here, we go over that piece there, and right, that actually I think is going to be fine. And there's enough room there that we can swing round coming from either direction. Mostly it would be coming from this direction, and we swing round up into this piece here. That actually I think is going to be fine. So then once we've tipped out, what I actually want to do is I want the road to go this way, and then we'll go up round here and come out onto the road here. And we will be aiming to head this way, so it'll sort of be a one-way exit situation. And then the rest of it will be for something else. So we'll be coming this way from the main farm and swinging around there so that we can come up in order to sell items. Occasionally we might go this way. That will work. That will work. We're never going to want to come out of here and head up the road up that way, so we're not going to need to worry about that when we have everything in place. So next up, I want to go down here, and now what I'm going to do with this one is I'm not going to do any of the work around the outside edges just yet. I'm going to set you to there, and then hide help. Right, why are you turning that way? I wasn't even close to having you sending off that way. I want you to go this way. Right, that's better. Go on out through there. And then we'll tidy up afterwards. We'll go back and we'll tidy up afterwards. I will just sort of keep myself on here, but if I go there, shift P like that, and then where is he going? Okay. That wasn't quite the approach that I was expecting. I'm going to leave that. Not going to question what's going on with them. And so we want our road to go up around the top here, and then this bit in here is going to be something different. So I think if we start off with doing the painting on here, because it is easier if you can mark the edges of where you're working. So options for our bank on here. We could do something like that with the bank and have just a clay dirt bank, but I don't actually like the idea of this for a shop. I don't think it fits. So we're going to just go with the stone. We don't have any other textures, unfortunately. It would be really nice if we could have it. But we have at least, I mean, we've got that dry dirt texture, and I will use that in a couple of places. Because it does actually look pretty good. And I'll bring that down here. Okay, so let's change that shape. A little bit bigger like this. There, and then... Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.